Hi, and welcome to the Up and Down show with Upendo and
Daniel.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Upendo.
Guess what?
It's 2021. Yay! We made it.
Oh my God. It was like dating someone over and over again that you didn't like.
Oh my God, please go home. I'm not into you. 2020, I ain't into you. Move.
No, I'm back.
Oh, no. It was like the worst date ever.
The worst date ever. But guess what?
What?
We are now dating a new year.
Hi, 2021 is gonna be so fun. 2021, I ain't gonna run. Ha ha.
Okay, it's a good thing you're not a rapper, okay?
Well, that wasn't rapping. That was just one fun London. That was just, oh my goodness.
That's completely. Totally complete. Anyway, it's 2021, and that actually reminds me of an old movie when I think about 2021 called Space Odyssey 2000.
Okay.
That movie came out probably in the late 70s or mid 70s, and the year 2000 was all futuristic in that movie. And, you know, there was this supercomputer that people would talk to on the ship. It was just amazing. And we're now in 2021, and I'm thinking like, wow, that was so long ago, but yet it wasn't.
Right. Was it 2021? What was it?
No, it was Space Odyssey 2000.
2000, which means that it was the year 2000, which means we're 21 years into what that movie was supposed to be?
Yes.
Holy mackerel,
Yes.
Batman. Really?
Batman. I'm Batwoman.
Really? So, oh my gosh, I never thought about it that way. All right.
Yes, and I just remember, because, you know, I'm all into science fiction and
Yes, you
stuff. And I remember... I just remember that movie in 2021 just kind of reminds me that we couldn't get into that in 2020 because of everything that happened in 2020. But 2021, I'm optimistic about 2021.
I am very optimistic. I think we have to be, right? There was something that we were talking about before, just about the power of gratitude. And it's something that we've heard forever,
Yes.
right? You had Oprah Winfrey back in the day talked about writing journals of gratitude, but something that I really focused on in the year 2020, although that's the year to be unnamed from now on. We're not going to mention that year.
It's the unnamed year.
Is that I really have tried to look for the moments of gratitude and lesson in everything, regardless of it's good or bad, happy or sad, right? Is that there is always a moment. And so I today am so excited, even though I don't know what 2021 has in store for us, but I know it's going to be better. And I know we're going to learn from it and be a better people, a better country, and even a better friendship.
Oh, Daniel, that's so nice. I'll give you your money later, okay? No, I'm in agreement with you. I think that if nothing else, we did definitely learn about gratitude, being in gratitude, also learning grace, being able to provide grace, to accept grace during that time, and really understanding what grace meant.
Yes.
As it relates to what happened in 2020. So
absolutely.
I'm looking for it for 2021 because I'm going to fall in love. You didn't see that coming, did you?
I did not see that coming. Especially the high note. Love!
I am, because so this is a true story. So in the beginning of 2020, I did a vision board.
Okay.
And so my vision board had all these amazing things that was going to happen in 2020.
Okay.
So when I tell you, 2020 started out, I was moving on my board the right way, but guess what?
Hype.
Guess what?
Yep. What?
In 2021, I have changed one number and put a 1 and to use my vision board back over again this year.
So you're just revisiting it, like all your same goals.
Yeah, all my same goals. I'm just changing the number and my age.
That's all right.
Because 2020 was one of those years. It was like a bad date. We talked about that.
Asterisks, gonna move on. Go.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a 1. And part of 2020 goal for me was to fall in love, and The pandemic made it very hard to fall in love. Oh, yes. But in 2021, I'm going to fall in love.
All right, I'm down for that. And maybe we can, in this show, talk a little bit about what that looks like and just sort of what some of our goals are for 2020. I don't like to say, New Year's resolutions.
Yes.
I don't like that because that's too much pressure, right? I'm going to lose this much weight. I'm going to read this many books. I'm going to...
No, you're right. Having that, those type of statements, it makes it very hard to accomplish.
Right.
So live our best life. If that
I like categories. I love that your category is to fall in love.
That's one of the categories. I got several categories.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Right. Actually, I did achieve one thing that was on my vision board for 2020.
What's that?
And it was to be more physical. And I worked out religiously in 2020. The pandemic kind of pushed it along. And actually, when you talk about gratitude, I was very grateful to be able to work out the way I did.
Absolutely. And I will say the same. We've talked about it on other shows, so I'm not going to go into it, but the plant-based thing, losing a certain number of pounds and maintaining my connection with the outdoors and happiness. So that's been a good thing. But this is not about a flashback of that year that won't ever be named again. But it's really about moving forward. And there's one thing that is going on right now that is residual to that year that won't go unnamed. We got a new virus. It's like that's the same virus, but it's a, what do they call it?
Okay, so seriously, the coronavirus, as we know, it mutates, but
mutated.
It mutated.
Teenage mutant virus.
Okay, seriously, but we know that there's different strains of the virus. That happens naturally with viruses that comes out. But this most recent strain, they are calling it mutant. Mutant. I have never known mutant to be positive. Have you?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were very positive. I love. Can you name them all? Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and what was the other one?
I don't know.
They were famous painters. Did you know that? That the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were all famous painters?
That, you're basically sharing a lot right now.
Michelangelo. Did I say Michelangelo?
No,
Michelangelo. That was the fourth one. But
you're sharing a lot. Like, definitely a latchkey kid went home every day after school to watch Teenage
Mama,
Mutant.
she talking about you. Mama, she talking about you.
I am, Miss Rhonda, but seriously, I know that they were positive. They were positive role models for kids, but the fact of how they were created, they were mutant. They weren't regular turtles.
Not a good term.
That's what I'm saying.
When they said that we have the coronavirus, the mutant virus.
It's now a mutant strain.
Yes. So we are praying that the vaccine that has been released is going to work for everyone. We have not been vaccinated yet. What's your thoughts on the vaccine?
Oh my goodness. So you know that and I'm going to speak for me. I am one of those people that I'm going to just kind of stay back. I'm going to continue to wear my mask, continue to do the social distancing, continue to follow whatever my local government rules are. But I'm not going to be the first running in line to get the vaccine. I know what happened with the Tuskegee experiment, and that has truly been one of those experiences that has been ingrained in African American culture with regards to experiments on African Americans with regards to medicines. And so I know that Dr. Fauci and all the other scientists says it's safe. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all go first.
Yeah, and this is, we always make a promise that this is live television, even if it's not live,
right? And
that we have not prepped each other on these things. Is that I'm going to really push back on that. And as a person of color, I understand the Tuskegee experience. I understand the fact that back in days of slavery, that they took slaves and they conducted research on slaves. I understand why our community, the people of color, are fearful and non-trusting of science and the government. I absolutely get that, and it's all for very good reasons. I have lots of friends. We have friends. I have friends I went to high school and college with who are scientists who have been working around this vaccine, who are literally working around the clock and just blood, sweat, and tears and so much sacrifice. And I have reached out to them for understanding, and they all provide nothing but the utmost belief and support that this vaccine is a real vaccine. It's not going to harm us. And I personally don't want to put out the thought of not trusting the virus. For me, it is when it's my turn. I'm not going to jump to the front of the line because I am not in a category where I need that. But the moment that my primary care professional or even the government says it's now your turn, I'll be the first in line.
And I support you in that. Like I said, I didn't say, from my personal perspective, I'm just going to take a seat back and watch what happens. I never said I wasn't going to take the virus. I just said I was going to take a step back. I'll just wait first and see what happens. And then I'll then make a personal decision to do it. I mean, it goes back for me, even with our organization, every year we're required to do a flu shot. And I remember my first year working because I had never had a flu shot before prior to my employment. With this organization.
Yeah, me either, actually. I'd never, and I was scared the first time I took the flu shot.
And that's what it is for me. It's just like, okay, I will come to the masses. It's just going to take me a little time to get there. And so that's where I'm at with that. I'm glad that we do have a vaccine. I pray that this vaccine can deal with the mutant strain of the coronavirus. And I pray that there is not mutant times 2 by the time, we're able, like you're saying, which is it's fair statement, that those who need it first should get it. And then when it's the time for the people who are not most at risk, then we can hopefully, believe that the vaccine that's created can deal with what's out there at that time.
And the other thing I will say, and I will just put this out there, and by the way, for those people who are checking facts, I'm prefacing this by saying I don't know that this is true, what I'm about to say. This is not true news. It's not fake news. But you pointed out some research that you had come across that said that that the vaccine might have an impact on an adverse impact, but an impact on individuals who are not predisposed, but who have risky sex or who are in a situation where they might contract HIV, and that it might actually have it might lower your immune system. Now, again, I have not heard that this is true. This woman had brought it up to me. She showed me a study. It was a real study, and I've been reading it. It was actually from earlier in the year, not recently, but there is some literature around that. So as a gay man who is on PrEP, which is a drug that actually prevents individuals who are HIV negative from contracting the virus. I am on PrEP, and I just want to know a little bit more about that. Our government has not been talking about that. But my whole point of sharing that isn't that I think that is a concern for us, but it means anytime a vaccine, something like this comes in, we need to educate ourselves.
Okay, and you bring up a good point in saying that really is where I was going with regards to just educating ourselves. It's one thing for us to hear about this from whomever.
Yes.
We have to do our own research and then make our own informed decision about our own personal physical care.
Yes.
And so I think that is the most important thing, if nothing else, that you get out of this conversation, is that definitely do your research, because there's two not pharmacists.
Vaccines?
No. There's 2 pharmaceutical companies that have the vaccine.
Yes, and there's a third that is just about to release theirs as well.
You got to do your research to figure out which vaccine, which one, where is it coming from, how does it work? But do your research. Don't just say yes, this is for me. Make sure you do your research to understand what is going to work for you, and especially if you're currently having any type of any other health issues.
Yes,
because that's
this
important.
Is the year of recovery. This is the year of recovery, of establishing our connection with people, with family, with community, with business. So I am excited about this, and we're going to do our research. But I will also say, trust your doctors. Don't think that the medical professionals that you're talking to are giving you some sort of cryptic message. Like I don't think we're there. All right. I think Tuskegee was a period in time. there are many of my own personal Black brothers and sisters who work in the medical field who have already been vaccinated, who are absolutely encouraging us all to. So that's enough on that. I'm excited about the fact that we are moving forward, and this will be the year that we eradicate what we know as coronavirus.
That's right. Coronavirus!
Yeah!
So we're going to go to break, and we will be right back.
Bye, guys.
Hi, this is Upendo from the Up and Down Show. If you're listening to my voice, guess what? This could be you. Well, not you, but your business, your product, your service. We would love to share with our audience all that you have to offer. So here's your opportunity to sponsor the Up and Down Show. Please contact us at the Up and Down Show, all one word, @gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Oh, Upendo, we were talking about our appreciation of the fact that we're moving on past Miss Rona, and we are looking at what we want to embrace in the year 2021. And I think that there are both personal goals.
Yes.
And again, not resolutions, but just goals.
Living our best self.
Living our best self. So personal, there are professional, and there are also global goals that we have for ourselves. Let's start with global. I'm going to start easy.
Global?
Yeah, we don't want to start with ourselves. We always talk about ourselves, right? It's not me.
Okay, so
globally, what are you excited about for this year as we enter the year 2021 with a new president and new vice president?
That's what I was going to say. I mean, you just took it right out of my...
No, but you got lots more to share about that. What are you excited about?
Globally, I think that, America has an opportunity to live its best life with our new administration is to, like you said, reconnect, really champion the government and support and advocate for a just and fair and equitable government with this new administration. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then, it goes without saying, I mean, we have our very first Black female vice president.
I'm sorry, Black female Asian vice president. Yes.
Black, Asian, or Asian, Black. Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. And I just, from a global perspective, there are so many things that's going to happen as a result of this new administration, from, new relationship building with our allies, reconnecting with our allies, just there's so much opportunity. What do you think?
I am equally optimistic about this new administration. One of the things, and again, we intentionally did not prepare for this. We didn't want this to be a political conversation, an equity conversation. We just wanted to sort of connect about where we're going. But one of the things I really am excited about are Biden's choices in his cabinet. Yes. And I don't have all of the names and all of the first, but there are first across the board. There's the first openly gay politician, Pete Buttigieg, who is over the Department of Transportation, right? And I don't know all the cabinets, but I know there is the first
Indian,
Native American individual, indigenous person who is over
Interior.
Role. Is that
yes, Secretary of Interior.
They're the first women over certain, and there, I just saw something today, and there was like 10 first with heads over different cabinets, and I just thought, you can't just go, this is just the sake of, this is a man who listened to the conversation in the past year, who has put new energy, new blood, new perspective, and new leadership in important positions. And I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. And from a global, since we're talking about global, I think that, you're right. He listened. And he acted. One thing to listen and don't act.
Absolutely.
He actually acted in the context of, appointing individuals that look like the communities throughout America, and also communities that are not in America, like in different countries. Like when they look at America, they think it's like, wow, it truly is a melting pot. Look at the administration. I think from that perspective, and this is not political, going back to what Daniel said, but it just is a sharp contrast to the previous administration and who they identified as their appointments.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's not to be political, but if you look at the previous administration and this administration appointments, you say that doesn't represent everybody.
Right. So here's one of my goals of the year connected to the global perspective is not to refer to the previous
administration.
Because one of the things that annoyed me about last year was the previous administration constantly referring back to the previous administration
Obama
versus moving forward. So here's my promise to you is that I don't care what happened. I know what happened. It's documented. We're going to move forward, but I am no longer going to compare this administration to that administration. I'm just going to live in a moment of excitement and gratitude and opportunity with where we are.
You know, Daniel, that is why you sit on that part of the seat. I mean, I am so grateful that you can operate in that space. I unfortunately will not make that big of a bold statement. I will do my best to honor your what you want to do around that. But you know, when there's a time for me to bring something up as it relates to making a point and it involves the previous administration, I'm gonna do it, girl. I'm not girl.
No, I'm your girl. I'm your girl. And you my bitch.
But I'm going to do it. And it's just, it's the reality that we live in. I'm sorry.
I'm going to derail us for a second.
Okay.
And this is moving forward from the specific topic conversation around politics let's talk about moving on and forgiveness.
Yes.
Like how do you, because I've always understood, and again, we're moving past the political conversation is
good segue
is the idea of forgiveness and moving on has nothing to do with the person with whom you are forgiving and moving on for. It has everything to do about you.
I totally agree with you.
And so where are you with the ability to forgive? Have you been in a situation where you've struggled to forgive? Again, not about politics.
Yeah. I have.
Talk about it.
So I had a wonderful, I thought was a wonderful relationship, friendship, or, you know, I thought I was in a same effort given friendship. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. You thought you were in a position where you were with someone that you knew and loved, and it was a mutually respectful.
Same type of giving as I was giving.
Sure.
And unfortunately, you know, some things went south in the relationship, and it ended. And you know, when it ended, I really had to really take a step back and really look at it for what it was. And I've forgiven that person, but I haven't forgot.
You haven't forgot, and you haven't moved on.
No. I have moved on.
Are you friends with that person today?
No, I'm not friendly. I mean, I'm not friends in the way that we were prior, but I am friendly. I am respectful. I speak, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's moving on. Like in my mind, there's, you know, I've heard stories. I don't know how true it is. For me, it's not true. When you don't move on, you don't speak to people. You go out of your way to avoid them.
Okay.
No. I've totally moved on. I haven't forgotten, because no matter what, and all the forgiveness that I do, it still doesn't take away that experience with that person. So that's why it's hard to forget, because when you go through an experience that involves your emotions, that it triggers when you see that person. But the idea to, you know, move on in the context of, I can be in the same room with the person, we can have a lovely conversation, but we will no longer be in that same relationship that we were before.
And that's wonderful. I think being able to move on and to have a cordial conversation is a sign of moving on. You know, I have had, I'd say one ex, two people that I've dated, who the relationship ended in such a way that it wasn't just hurt. I was saddened by their behavior, not during the relationship, but at the end of the relationship. And I made a decision my moving on was to cut ties and to say, we're not going to be friends. And I will say, recently, one of those people have reestablished a connection with me. They actually reached out and offered an olive branch to say, again, the relationship prior to breaking up was fine. It didn't work out. But at the end, there were some really nasty things that transpired. And the person apologized, I guess is the right word, apologized, made it clear as to where they were. And we have reestablished a friendship. And you know who I'm talking about. We actually recently had lunch together, and it was really wonderful. And for me, that act of getting to a place of, again, I don't like the word forgiveness, but it is a place of being able to just move past that action. It is so healing for me. And it allows me to open myself up for love and happiness, and to really remember now in a positive place the things that were good about that friendship and relationship.
That's wonderful. I think that is really...
but it takes two people for that. It takes two people.
It definitely takes two people. And the fact that you're able to be now in a new relationship is really the next step of moving on, to be in a new relationship.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good one on that one.
Thank
good one.
You. So with relationships, let's move a little personal.
Okay. What's going on?
So what is, you said this is the year of love.
Yeah, I do definitely want to fall in love. I mean, the end of 2020, I went on, I think my last official date in 2020, you heard about my homeless guy.
Wait, I don't actually, the homeless guy?
Well, I told you when I drove him home, he...
Brother had a home. Ish.
No, I just, it's one of those things that, it happens, you can't find love unless you put yourself out there. That's something that I learned, as much as I am, not that go-getter. A lot of people think I'm a go-getter.
You are a go-getter, Upendo. What the hell does that mean?
No, go-getter with regards to dating. I'm not.
There is a shyness about you with dating.
Yeah,
not when you're in front of the person, but in your aggression to sort of step out into.
That's like,
just to clarify, ain't nothing shy or vulnerable.
I prefer to be chased. So the thing about, I think we kind of discussed this a while ago. The thing about being online, and that was really, the primary way of meeting people in 2020 was online because of the pandemic and everything being shut down. I want to be chased. You can't do too much chasing online unless you are making an effort. And my effort is, who is in my inbox and who can I say yes or no to? Not me going into someone else's inbox. That's just not me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Although I will say that my online game has got really good in that previous year that we're not talking about, in that I was able to let go of my own anxieties and realizing that it's just, talking to people, you don't have to make commitments to people and you don't have to overly express interest, but just to get to know people. And I've gotten to know lots of people, right? And I will say at the end of the year, there is someone that I have connected with, and I'm not going to give any more information than that. Please don't. I am really optimistic and excited about it, and we'll see where that goes. But the online dating, I think that there is a way to be personal and vulnerable, but it's hard to really sort of engage.
Yeah, engage. And then especially with someone like me who, I want to be chased. I when I'm chasing, you catch me. Oh, I am so good.
I have no idea what she's talking about. No, seriously, I have no idea what she's talking about. Nor do I want to know what she's talking about.
No, I'm just saying, I am truly old-fashioned. I believe that a woman should be chased. I believe that a proper date should be given. I do believe that.
Oh my God, I miss proper dates.
A proper date should be given. I do believe that, once after, you've been dating for a while, that, I don't have a problem paying for a date or, being the aggressive to say, I'm going to take you out tonight. Like I want to be in that type of relationship. That's what I'm looking for, is to start dating and being intentional and, not go on one or two dates and then I'm like, don't call me no more.
All right, so we're about to go into our next break, but I want to ask you just a quick question. Yes, no. Do you feel that because this is a topic that we talked about in the previous year that is not going to be mentioned, but do you feel that you have made progress since last year into this year? Have you made progress?
In what way?
Just in just being open and dating. Like, have you made progress?
Yes.
Okay. So
have you made progress? Yes.
Oh my gosh, I've made huge progress. I feel like I'm a different person.
No, I haven't made as much progress as you, but I have made progress.
Okay.
I have made progress. I would say that. I just got to do a little bit more. Yeah.
No. We're going to come back and we're going to figure out that little bit more of what she needs to do. And then we're going to finish up the show. But Happy New Year to you all. We are so excited. We are in 2021. We will be back
in just a second. Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Upendo.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. But you know what, Upendo? We need sponsors for this show.
Absolutely. Especially during this time where you're hearing our voices right now. This could be you.
It could be them, but it's not.
But it could be them. You can sell your product, your business, or your service.
Or any dang thing else you'd like to sell. But first, you got to contact us. How can they get in touch with us, Upendo?
They can contact us at theupandownshow@gmail.com.
Is that all one word, Upendo?
Oh, yes, it's one word. theupandownshow@gmail.com. So if you have a product, a business, or service, or any damn thing else you want to share with our audience, please contact us at where?
theupandownshow@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, guys.
A one and a two. You know what to do.
Okay, so that comes from, if you have watched Ma Rainey on Netflix.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Yes, on Netflix. Was it the lead group manager or something?
It was her backing band.
Yeah, and the lead guy would say,
a one, a two, you know what to do.
And it was just the corniest part.
No, it was amazing.
No, that was corny.
That's how I'm going to start every meeting from now on. You don't do 1, a 5, 4, 3. No, a 1, a 2, you know what to do.
So you know what to do.
Yes.
So what do you want to do in 2021?
You know what's so funny? Before the cameras went, I said, do you want to start? She says, yeah, I'll start. All right, so what are you going to talk about? And you throw it back to me. You do that all the time. Your starting is you starting.
I did.
Oh my
I said
gosh.
a 1,
a 2. You know what to do.
Oh, it's so hard to work with you. Calm down, boo-boo. Calm.
Okay, well, because what am I going to do? What am I looking forward to?
You want to hit it back to me?
No, I got it, because I'm always up for anything. And I want you to know, any casting directors out there that are looking for someone who's easy on his foot and can do what he's got to do, just go ahead and give me a call. I would say that what I am looking forward to is actually something that I started in that previous year that will go unnamed, is I had this desire to, besides just this show, to really get connected to my performing.
Yes.
And so I've been doing really fun things. I have some friends of mine, Suzanne Soul, who has this wonderful, crazy podcast and online comedy show that she's been doing, where she called me. Suzanne's someone that I lived with in California, with Mickey and Sean and some other folk, and she called me and asked me if I wanted to participate for Thanksgiving, and so I played Franklin.
I know, I saw that and I thought it was so hilarious. It was so creative. to actually do an adult version of the Thanksgiving episode of Charlie Brown.
And so it's kind of funny. So she calls me. I am, in my 40s, and she's saying, "Hey, you're going to play Franklin." It's Franklin 40 years after the famous Charlie Brown Thanksgiving episode. So that was one of the beginnings. And then she recently asked me to do a Christmas special as well, where I got to play an elf. And she gives you your lines, and you just film yourself at home, and then she puts it all together. You have no idea what the storyline is, but that's been really fun. And what that showed me was that I am able as an actor, even in the confines of my home, to be able to express myself artistically. So this year I am going to sing more. I'm going to sing on this show. I've said it right here, because I don't say that too often.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to sing on this show.
And I'm going to sing back up.
2 different times. No, I would love for you to sing.
Well, you got to keep me in tune. You got to give me the note. Literally put the note in my mouth, sing the note for me to stay on tune.
So I'm going to sing. I want to get more involved in back in my theater as soon as I can do it live. That would be wonderful. And I actually this is so bizarre. It's so weird that I'm sharing this, but I am a professional actor. I had my SAG card and my equity card, which are hard to get. Actually, it's this catch-22. You can't get an equity card unless you're in an equity show, but you can't get an equity show unless you have an equity card, and vice versa. Equity is for stage, SAG is for film. And when I was broke about 8 years ago, and I couldn't afford to pay my annual dues, and I wasn't performing, I actually put all my memberships on hold. And I actually just sent a letter to SAG saying I want to reinstate my Screen Actors Guild's card.
Okay.
And so this year I have my SAG card reinstated, and I want to use it. I actually want to do a professional film job where I get paid, and I don't know what it's going to be, but that is one of my goals this year.
Well, I want you to achieve, I want you to live your best life this year, and that will be very much part of you living your best life.
There you go. Absolutely. Because I am the happiest when I express myself.
Oh, absolutely.
And doing like Suzanne, I love you so much that you actually asked me to join you and the rest of the gang. And it's so silly. It's like a 30-minute silly little show, but I loved it, and it's hysterical and fun. So thank you for sort of reigniting that in me.
So I am looking forward in 2021. It's not as great as that. It's really simple. I am looking forward to Dune, the movie Dune. It was supposed to come out fall 2020, but we already know what happened in 2020. But I'm looking forward to it. It is an updated version of Dune. If you know anything about Dune was with Cal MacLachlan. I'm saying his last. I'm butchering his name.
The original.
The original Dune. Yeah,
the dude from Sex and the City.
Yes, and just he was young. It had what is her name with the black hair, and she's no longer part of part of the acting industry. They were singing that she was difficult. Anyway, I'm looking forward to Dune.
Oh my gosh. What's it? Oh, Robin.
No, it's not Robin. She has black hair, and she played in Tears of Endearment.
No, she didn't. You're getting 2 different people confused. That is Deborah Winger is the one from Tears.
Oh, you're right.
But you're thinking of her. It starts with an R. I can't get it. Anyways, but she was very difficult.
Yes, very difficult. Anyway, I'm looking forward to Dune. I am so excited because it's an updated version of it. And oh my God, the sand people, the big worm, spice. I'm so looking for it. Like, I literally will just watch it over and over because I love that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to that in 2021.
Why are you looking for it? Because that is, I will say that Dune, the original Dune, is something I watched it with you.
Sean, her name is Sean.
Sean Young. Thank you very much. I was trying to look it up. Sean Young. It's so boring. boring. And like the costumes, it was just so corny. So what are you looking forward in the new?
I'm looking forward to, because when it was created back in the late 70s, was 79, 80.
I would say early 80s.
Yeah, when it was created, technology was nowhere where it is now in film. So I'm looking forward to see how they interpret the story with this new technology.
And it has Timothy Chalamet, the actor that was in Call Me by My Name. Oh my God, such a good movie.
It has so many new actors that's going to be part of it. That is just, I'm just excited to see what the worm is going to look like, what the spice is going to look like.
All right, fine. So I wonder if they're going to release it in video. It's interesting. They're starting to release some movies back in theaters,
right?
And they're testing it and letting a few, like maybe 40 folk, and they have
dividers up, partitions up, so you can, come safely.
Have you done that, or will you do that?
No, but we do have a friend that is going to the movies this weekend.
I know, I'm not going to be able to talk to him for at least 3 months. I'm terrified for him.
No, but he's going, and he actually made reservations. There's no more than 40 people, partitions and everything will be up, and I don't think you do a party more than 2 for the movie with the partition. So you're right. They're slowly opening back up, and I want to say I will go to the theater to watch Dune, but if I can get it streaming at my house, that would be so much better.
It's kind of cool. All these new movies coming out are streaming automatically in our homes. And I think it's going to turn the industry on its head.
It already has. When you think about what happened this past year with regards to movies that were supposed to come out, and then they just released them, whether it was on Netflix or HBO Max, they just released it.
And it's kind of interesting. Before the COVID happened, people like Steven Spielberg were arguing that films that were released on television, on streaming, should not be eligible for Oscars.
Right.
Well, now there are all these Oscar eligible and really caliber films that are being released through streaming devices. And so, Steven Spielberg, what you thinking about now?
He's streaming some movies too now, right?
Ain't it funny what a difference a year makes?
But it speaks to where we are when we talk about, us evolving, when it comes to what things used to look like and what they look like now. Like when we started the show, we talked about Space Odyssey 2000. If you look back at that movie and compare to what that movie was creating for the future and where we are today in the future, night and day. And so the fact that Steven Spielberg was screaming that, they shouldn't be Oscar worthy or Oscar eligible because it didn't come out to theaters and didn't have the numbers or whatever it is requirement for that. When you think about it, I think more people are more comfortable staying home watching a movie than going to the theaters.
Right. And
comfortable. And I say comfortable.
And the truth of the matter is the Oscars were created as a tool to excite people to go out to the movies. So the Oscars literally was a publicity gimmick in order to get butts in theaters. Right. So it'll be interesting to see where we go with that. I am really, really excited to see live theater again. I can't wait for it. And there have been some examples. There's someone I met this year, Nico, who is a playwright who had one of his plays displayed on Lincoln Road in Miami, and they did this really cool thing where they did storefronts, and the actors were behind glass in the storefronts, and they had 5 different performances going on, and you could walk by and watch it. I don't think there was sound associated with it, so you're visually watching it. And I thought that was a really creative way to create theater where people could interact and still sort of manage for what we've been going through.
I mean, you have to be creative. I mean, I think that if nothing else, the creatives really came out this year to create different opportunities and spaces for engagement to bring people along and bring people together.
We're coming up to the end. 1 or 2 things that you're looking for, just quick things. I'll tell you one of mine and then you go and I'll go back. I just only have one in my mind right now, but kissing. I am so looking forward to kissing in 2021.
Okay, so I am looking forward to not kissing. No, I'm just kidding. I don't honestly. I don't know, Daniel. You got me thinking. What am I?
I'll go to my second one then. Dancing. I cannot wait to go back to a club or a bar and dance and just be able to sweat and take my shirt off and like I cannot wait to do that.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to going to brunch with a lot of friends, and we're dancing to the DJ that's at the brunch spot and spending 3 and 4 hours with people.
Last night a DJ saved my life.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to actually traveling to a place that doesn't say America can't come. I'm
Me
just saying.
too. I can't wait.
Yeah.
It was almost a year ago that we were talking about where we were going to go in the summer.
Yeah.
And it's still not happening. So I'm looking forward to traveling too.
I'm looking forward to
And you know what
traveling.
I'm also looking forward to, Upendo? Continuing the show with you.
I am the best thing next to you.
I do love you.
I love you more. No, I'm so glad too. I mean, when we talk about gratitude, I am very grateful that we created this opportunity for you and I to give voice to whatever we are thinking, experiencing, and the ability to share that with others.
Yes. So this is the Up and Down show, and we do ups at the end of our show. And so I am going to ask you to do an up, Upendo. I will go first with my up. And my up is to my dear friend, our dear friend, Nelson.
Yeah.
Nelson, I love you. You are a brother to me. You've met my family. My family loves you. And I was just thinking of you right now because I have this thing. You know what's interesting? How many people see me on camera with this and they think that I'm married? First of all, it's the right hand, which the left hand is where you wear your wedding band. But people see rings on my fingers. This ring, I wear another black ring that is about my devotion to poverty. But this is also a black band that my dear friend Nelson gave me. And it's interestingly enough, it's actually something that came around a device when he ordered his iPhone. Mm-hmm. And so it is just something that's industrial that came in a package and it was recycled as a ring. And so my creativity is to my buddy, my friend, my love, Nelson, and the creativity of recycling items to be jewelry. So that's my up.
That is your up. So my up is actually a charity, Goodwill. And I say that's because I know at end of every year, people should be cleaning out their closets. Really, just to do it as part of end of the year. And so when you are cleaning out your closets, to think about those who are not as fortunate as you. And so Goodwill is a wonderful place to take your used goods, and they earn their income and pay their staff, who are majority of the time, they are those individuals who are, not able-bodied, disabled or challenged in some way, but they provide the opportunity for them to earn a living. That's when you provide the used goods to them, and then they turn around and, sell them. But they're also providing employment for those who traditionally wouldn't go to a regular job to get employment. So,
that's a really good one.
Yeah, you clean out your closet. End of the year, hopefully you did, or now you're cleaning out your closet because it's the beginning of the year. Think about Goodwill. It's a wonderful, wonderful organization, and they actually allow you to write that off with your taxes too. So just think about that as well. Yeah,
I love that. A lot of people think that Goodwill is just the thrift store, but there's a whole operation behind it, helping individuals living with disabilities, with different abilities with their bodies to thrive in our society. So that's a really good one. I like it.
Well, you're welcome. Well, It's been great to be back here with you.
It's always great, Miss Upendo.
Yes, and we will see you all next time.
All right. Happy New Year, guys.